Hello and welcome. Today we are going a bit off grid in a manner of speaking. We want to direct your attention to something that can be referred to as the oxygen of cargo movement. Like the air we breathe, this item is indispensable to some categories of shippers. What might this be? I love puzzles, as you may have guessed. Well, it is containers. We all see containers every time we go out and encounter cargo movement. Not much thought goes into the nature of containers until we start talking about container deposits, expired containers, 40-foot containers, 20-foot containers, and so on. Containers are very precious. I probably do not need to emphasize that. Without containers, movement of goods from one part of the world to the other can be hobbled. In the peculiar case of Nigeria, all the empty containers that are trapped here are being anxiously awaited by manufacturers in the Far East with orders to fill, but no way to ship for lack of containers. If, after watching this episode of The Shipper, you name it, Introduction to Container 101, we will assume that we have achieved our purpose. My name is Rekia Zubairu. This is The Shipper, brought to you by Nigeria's Port Economic Regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council. We'll take a short break now. Do stay tuned.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from Port A, go enter Port B with a measure within on a need. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country Port Economic Regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily. Papa email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
For you, we dey gidigba, gidigba,
Nigerian Shippers Council with the meeting now for the port of need.
Welcome back. Some call it intermodal container, others know it as shipping container. Regardless of the name by which it goes, the fact is that the names refer to the same metal object, a container. Now, this large metal object in which goods are packaged for easy movement onto a ship means different things to different people. This was discovered by our correspondents Adeshino Abiodun and Olusegun Aloko, who went out to sample opinions.
If they bring container from abroad, it's not mainly used for trade. They take and bring something here, they put some market inside to bring it here. After they offload finish, they are selling it to make it, to convert it to shop.
Container mostly of in tete, àwọn tó ń ta bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú, coupon. Irú àwọn container bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn òun ló máa ń fa àwọn ọmọ olè. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí bí tó bá fẹ́ lò sí pé nǹkan tó dáa tó fẹ́ fi tajà ó wà secured torí fún àwọn ọmọ olè kò wá easy láti já container. Ibi tó ti ń já wọ́n máa bá wọn mọ́bẹ̀. Tó bá lò fún nǹkan tó dáa ni o kò ṣe fún àwọn ní bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú.
Container ó máa ń kó oríṣiríṣi nǹkan wá tó dẹ́ pé ó dẹ̀ wúlò fún wa. Container is something that brings goods and take goods from another country, import and export.
Containers are used mostly in the transport sectors. Containers are built for transportation of solid products. They offer protection and security to delicate goods on journeys through the seas to various destinations. Lucy Ulugbe in this report takes a comprehensive look at the container, the challenges, the prospects of using the large metal box in movement of cargoes, and its utility in other spheres of endeavor.
The Longman Dictionary defines a container as a very large metal box in which goods are packed to make it easy to lift or move them onto a ship or a road vehicle. Wikipedia also defines a container as any receptacle or enclosure for a product used in storage, packaging, and shipping. Containers have evolved over the centuries before what is now widely accepted as shipping containers, which is a shipper's delight in cargo transportation. Modern shipping containers were first used for combined rail and horse-drawn transportation at the end of the 18th century in Britain. 1830s saw railroads carrying containers that were suitable for other modes of transportation. However, the first standard shipping container was invented and patented by Malcolm McLean in 1956 when the American trucking entrepreneur put 58 trailer vans aboard a refitted tanker ship, the SS Idealex, which sailed from Newark, New Jersey to Houston, Texas. This marked the start of containerization. The term containerization, according to Wikipedia, is a system of intermodal freight transport using intermodal containers. A shipping container has strength suitable to withstand shipment, storage, and handling. Shipping containers range from large reusable steel boxes used for intermodal shipments to the ubiquitous corrugated boxes.
A bottle can mean a container. A nylon containing ships can mean a container. A cup containing water is also a container. But the container I think you are talking about is a container using a moving goods from offshore. That is from maybe Asia, America, wherever, down to Nigeria.
Container is just a box that you use in carrying goods. It's for one, security, so that your goods will not just be pilfered by those days we used to call them wharf rats, so that they don't come and steal your goods before you see them.
There are different types of shipping containers. These include dry storage containers, flat rack, open top, tunnel and open side storage. Other types are double doors, refrigerated ISO, insulated containers, standard, high cube and hard top containers. You may have noticed that containers are marked by a series of numerals and letters adorning them on all sides. These markings serve multiple purposes. They enable operators and shippers identify and track equipment which is used in the movement of cargo. The prefix and container numbers are also used in all documentation for shipping and customs clearance and in many instances in letters of credit. There are several benefits of using shipping containers, and these include low cost and fast transportation. Security of goods is highly maintained since the goods loaded in shipping containers are well sealed, and flexibility in movement of different types of cargoes makes it easy to transit to various parts of the world.
You don't have capacity to bring in a full container load of the product you want to import. You don't have the financial capacity to bring a full container load. There are other people that have, it may not be the same item with you, that they too, they don't have the capacity to bring in a full container load. So consolidation means you bring your part, your portion, the other people bring their portion. We merge it together to fill a box. This is consolidation. With time, we call it groupage container.
Laudable as the use of container is, there have been series of challenges faced by importers and freight forwarders in the maritime sector. These include high rental cost of containers from shipping lines, container deposits, and long turnaround time of vessels occasioned by congestion in the terminals, as well as inadequate number of holding bays by shipping companies when an importer seeks to return empty containers.
Our trucks find it difficult to get in and out of those ports. My drivers are lamenting, my staff are lamenting. The costs are escalating by the day, and the costs are escalating exponentially.
Today, the level of demurrage people pay for no fault of theirs is very high. People are paying a lot of demurrages today because of containers.
Fuel, loading of flowers, and all the industries within the area, they pass through the same route. This creates a very serious problem. To that extent, we have a lot of trucks lining up on the bridges, thereby weakening the bridges leading to the port.
Nigerian Shippers Council has been monitoring and addressing extortionist tendencies along the port access routes, working with shippers to bring about a complete eradication of all sharp practices in the maritime sector.
Nigeria as a country, we are not manufacturing. That is the major reason. We are importers, we are consumer nation. So, anybody telling you that the rate of dollar is going to come down is a lie, because till we start manufacturing our own goods, rate of dollar will not come down. It will continue to skyrocket.
The way to handle this thing is like what I said the government should do for us. By making law that regulate the shipping line. You bring 1,000 boxes when you are coming in, when you are going. Ensure you go with 1,000 boxes.
The government has to quickly, we are begging them, they should quickly complete the road rehabilitation and reconstruction.
Police can also contribute for it. In the aspect that if you go to this Marine Beach now, on top of that bridge, if you go to that place and you see that, you will see almost all these bus stop there, you will see police, you will see last man, you will see them, they're collecting money for this container. Whereby container will stop for them to collect money, they will cause hold up. If you go there now, you will see it. It's not something that they will tell you. Once you go to that place, and you will see it there. You will go there, container will stop. They will take almost 30 to 1 hour collecting money from container hand. Whereby it will be causing hold up. That's just it. How is government can find solution? Stop all these police for collecting money from collecting money. Now we will have a place, particular place, before they will reach to their parking place, where they will go to that place. You know that place is where you will drop whatever I want to give to the government. You give to government, then they move. That will be the solution of it.
Let me tell you something. Do you know the Nigerian freight is one of the highest in the world? The Nigerian freight, please mark my words, the freight that Nigerian businesses pay is one of the highest in the world. It's one of the highest. In fact, the shipping companies have factored in some of our difficulties into the freight they charge us. And so when cargo arrives here, and our cargoes are diverted to terminals and bonded terminals without our consent, it is very wrong professionally. And some of those terminal operators will now charge us extra again, in addition to the high freight we had to pay it. So that is very wrong. And that is where Nigerian Shippers Council has come in to right the wrongs of what is happening in the marketplace today.
Transporting goods in containers makes it possible to move merchandise internationally at a low cost. Just as no one can be all things to all people, shippers should seek the right carrier that will be able to accommodate their specific needs by appreciating the nature of the merchandise, the destination, as well as offer the right type of ship for the consignment.
So that is Introduction to Container 101 for you. Let's know what you think. We treasure your feedback. Up next is Abike Idowu, who is standing by anxiously in the Tidbits Corner to bring you news about the maritime sector around the world.
Welcome to the Tidbit segment of The Shipper. My name is Abike Ido. In Kebbi State, members of the Commodity Committee of the Governing Board of Nigerian Shippers Council held an interactive session with leadership of Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, RIFAN, in Birnin Kebbi. The Commodity Committee discussed a number of issues to do with rice production and other value-adding activities that can position Nigeria as a global rice giant. The meeting also enabled the leadership of the farmers to state problems affecting them and rice production generally. These include lack of adequate implements, incentives, and funding. You know, Kebbi State has been at the forefront of rice production since federal government's diversification drive to feed the nation and reduce the level of rice importation. While in Kaduna, the Northwest Zonal Coordinator of the Council, Ajia Karimatu Othman, inspected the new Kaduna Port Office with a contractor, Engineer Sanusi Gaba, who said the project is 95% completed. The council works closely with the port office alongside the Kaduna Inland Dry Port in sensitizing and protecting the interests of shippers in the state. Let me now check on the complaints register for the week. Ten complaints have been received, 9 have been resolved, and 1 is an ongoing investigation. The complaints include cargo step-down, demurrage charges, cargo transfer, container deposit refund, missing cargoes, and delayed transfer. Shippers Council collaborates with various organizations to make the maritime industry more effective and efficient. Here is a letter of appreciation from the Nigerian Railway Corporation Ebute Meta, sent in by Engineer Okira. Another stakeholder, Mr. Lawrence Asro from Mariplus Services Limited, also appreciated the council for our prompt intervention in a case of high shipping and demurrage charges. The council, sure, is making a lot of efforts to ease doing business in the maritime industry. Let's now see what's happening in the global maritime world. Dry bulk ship owner Gregstar Group will build the world's first green ammonia-fueled tanker in partnership with Wärtsilä, and it's also backed by the Norwegian government's funding scheme Pilot E. Wärtsilä Norway and Gregstar Innovation Hub Greg Edge are jointly running the project to launch the greenhouse gas emission-free tanker, MS Green Ammonia, in 2024. This year's grants shows that the Norwegian maritime industry is really at the forefront of developing emission-free solutions with great export potential. This is another great example of how we create new green industry and growth in Norway, said Iselin Nyibo, Minister of Trade and Industry. The partners plan to have MS Green Ammonia distribute green ammonia from the planned factory in Belvag to various locations and end users along the Norwegian coast. The project has also already established letter of intents with several heavyweight industrial partners. While in India, shipping lines have complained that the new law proposed by their shipping ministry, which supposedly pushes for greater transparency on ocean pricing, actually amounts to government interference. The new legislation, Merchant Shipping Bill (MSB) 2020, is meant to replace existing policies that were enacted several decades ago under the Merchant Shipping Act (MSA) of 1958. The policymakers have set the stage for a regulatory framework to create greater transparency into ocean carrier pricing for export, import, and domestic cargo transportation, an issue that has historically been complex and acrimonious. However, the Container Shipping Lines Association, CSLA, the local representative voice of foreign carriers in India, was quick to question the wisdom of the government's regulatory approach to the industry that is caught up in several challenges amidst the problems caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. CSLA argued that such action will only go against the accepted, established free market principles in the logistics landscape and asserted that the determination of ocean freight pricing was entirely dependent on market forces of demand and supply, and that the government should not interfere in this field. The Greek government's efforts to sell the country's largest shipyard appears to be floundering. Tenders for the sale of the dormant Hellenic shipyard attracted just a single bid, and it is modest. The only offer for Greece's largest historical shipyard came from Plytech Shipyards, led by Greek shipping investor Theophilus Priovoulos, which offered 15.1 million euros, which is about 18.4 million US dollars, for the Scaramanga-based yard. Considerable interest had been expressed in the yard by potential Greek, European and US buyers, as the government said its relaunching would play a major role in the overhaul of the country's defense industry, while boosting the country's defense capabilities amid rising tension between Greece and Turkey over offshore gas resources in the Eastern Mediterranean. However, speculation is now growing as to whether Greece's finance ministry will take the yard off the sales block. But wait, there's more. The Deputy Director heading Trade Services Division of the Consumer Affairs Department of the Council, Mrs. Christy Jatau, has attained the retirement age of 60. She was celebrated at the head office for her meritorious service to the Council for the past 23 years. Mrs. Jatau is said to be a woman with an exceptional heart of gold, and staff had lovely things to say about her.
You have done marvelously well, not only for Nigerian Shippers Council, the entire maritime industry.
Our financial portfolio is standing tall there for anybody to go and check the records. We are proud of her. She has never been a burden to us. She has been a contributing factor.
Who has played her role, to uphold even the council in her own little way. Especially with the French-speaking community in West Africa.
So, thank you so much. We all miss you, especially taking us in the interpretation line into the international level for Nigerian Shippers Council. We all miss you on that too.
Mrs. Jatau sure is an amazing woman. And that's it on this week's Tidbits. Till next time.
From A to B, from A to B, from north to south, from north to south, from east to west, from east to west, from port to port, from port to port. You can ship your goods and feel good too. Oh yeah, Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.
And that's it on our program today. We thank you for joining us as we wish you a very happy 2021. Do join us again next time. Same place, same time. Goodbye.